GSF Universe, and welcome to our special Year in Review show. I'm Kaleigh Krish, and I will be your host to wrap up 2017. We've got a lot to cover, so let's start things off with a bang. We'll call this one the GSF Top 10 High School Games of the Year. All right, Alf, what do you got for us?
Well, Kaleigh Krish, I have some epic games to review. Starting with number 10, it's the GSF Pass the Ball Women's All-Star Game presented by Top Flight Elite Basketball. Team McSwain going for his third consecutive All-Star victory. There were some ballers in this one. Acalanes alum Brooke Penfili dropped 24 points for Team McSwain. So did Amara Thomas, who had 24. Namiko Adams had 18 for Team Coleman. This game went down to the wire. Team Coleman was led by Cardinal Newman alum Haley Weiss-Neat. She had the big second half, ended up with 20 points. Drains the three with seconds left, but Thomas would seal the win with this turnaround. 77-74, Team McSwain is the final at number 9. Top Flight League Baseball Game of the Week AAA Finals. Lowell wins their 5th consecutive title. Joe Solomon named MVP with 7 innings pitched, 0 runs, 2 hits, and 7 strikeouts. Great job. Number 8, CCS Baseball Open Division Finals. 4-2, top of the 7th, Sarah with the bases juiced, no outs, wild pitch, make that 4-3. Looking forward to the splash zone this spring, by the way. Bases remain loaded. In comes Nate Madrano, who serves up the comebacker. 1, 2, 3, double play. Now 2 on, 2 outs. Next batter, Madrano puts it away. Strikeout. Valley Christian wins their first CCS Baseball Open Division title. Congratulations. Number 7, let's go back to the hardwood. Midi taking on Bellarmine for the CCS Open Division crown. 124 left. Charles Mang ties it all up at 48, sending the game into overtime. But no panic on BCP as Ike Obagu gets the putback bucket. Both teams traded buckets at OT, kinda. Joseph Vaughn with the 3-ball for the Monarchs. Less than 30 seconds left. Angelo Athens drains the 3, giving the Bells a 54-52 lead. He is pumped, but with the time winding down, Meady gave the ball to GSF All-Star Kyle Peterson, aka Carl, who would go on to drop 14 points in the 3rd annual GSF All-Star Game and win the dunk contest, but not before hitting the big shot to win the CCS Open Division title. Congrats to Meady. That was an awesome shot. Number 6, the most epic comeback win by the Narbonne Gauchos in the CIF Division 1A State Championship game against Pittsburgh. And that was 2 weeks ago. The Pirates jumped into a 21-point lead early. An interception and 2 touchdowns by Willie Hartz III got us thinking MVP, MVP, for sure. But the Gauchos called their way back. Jamar Jefferson quietly scored 2 touchdowns with a 40-yard field goal by Edward Ramos squeezed in between. Narbonne took the lead with this strike from Jalen Chapman to Aaron McGee. 22-21 Gauchos. Pitt had some opportunities, but Narbonne's experience played a major role in this one. They've been there before. They know the pressure, and they got the big plays at the end. Logan Taylor with the scoop and score, and that was it. Epic. Definitely epic. Shout out to Narbonne for winning their 2nd title in 3 years. They're 2 for 2 in the state games. Number 5, the Grapplers from Gilroy High. 15 consecutive CCS titles. Are you kidding me? This should be number 1. The most dominant program in NorCal by far. Currently ranked number 2 in the state and number 21 in the country according to Flow Wrestling. Gilroy Wrestling is going to make some noise this year. Watch out. We'll have more of them later. Moving on to number 4. Top 2 teams in the country at the brand new Golden One Center. Clovis West rallies from behind to defeat the mighty Monarchs in the CIF State Open Division Girls Basketball Championship. Sarah Bates took over the game to bring home the hardware. She now plays at UC Santa Barbara. Bates had a couple of threes and completed a 3-point play. 11 points in the final minutes of the game. Congrats to Sarah Bates and Clovis West. Number 3, we stay in the Golden One Center for the number 3 game of the year. Mission San Francisco became the first San Francisco public school to win a state crown, led by senior Naomi Harris, also a GSF All-Star player. Harris had 31 points and 6 steals. The Bears balled out to beat Villa Park for the CIF D3 title in overtime, 82-75. Number 2, another state title game. This one happened 2 weeks ago. The Lancers made their 2nd appearance in the state bowls, and they got it done. QB Reed Vettel connected with his favorite receiver Evan Williams. Just throw it up, he'll catch it. All heart and hustle. Defense was also key for the Lancers as they held down a very good Grace Brethren squad to only 13 points. Check out the game winner, the all-out effort by Williams. Congrats to senior Lucas Andrighetto for sealing the game with the INT. 22-13 is the final. St. Francis wins its first football state title. And finally, at number 1, the Padre Mafia. When you break and set pretty much everything in the history books, you deserve the number 1 spot. First WCL football team to win a state title. First team in school history to win 13 games in a year. Running back Isaiah Kendrick broke the school's career touchdown record with 54. QB Luke Bottari now holds the WCAL passing yards in league play with 1,494 yards and completions in the game with 30. All in all, the Padres won 4 championships in one season. WCAL, CCS Open, NorCal, and State. Congratulations to the Padres for winning the CIF D2AA state title. Kaleigh, back to you.
It has definitely been a memorable year in high school sports, especially here in the Bay Area. Next up, let's check out some early winter season highlights. It's the return of the GSF Top Flight Elite Basketball Highlight Reel. We start with girls hoops. Miramonte Matadors playing in the finals of the 2017 Steve Giramoni Invitational against San Joaquin Memorial, and it was all Miramonte. Sophomore Erin Terrasau and 3-star point guard Claire Steele combined for 37 points as Miramonte wins 75-44. Lehigh signee Claire Steele was named tournament MVP. Third place battle between Valley Christian and SoCal pretty much mirrored the championship game. Despite 2 VC star players not suited up, the Lady Warriors dominated to a 65-40 win over the Cherokees. Sophomore Fallon Dexheimer had a game-high 24 points. To the boys' side we go. Bellarmine College Prep is off to an undefeated start at 6-0. They're averaging around 66 points per contest, with the defense giving up only 38 points per game. They are currently ranked at number 3 by Mercury News. Now, speaking of ranked teams, the Lady Monarchs are the number 1 team in the country after taking down the nation's number 1, 2, and 3 teams at Nike Tournament of Champions in Arizona last week. Shout out to our friends at Pass the Ball for the highlights, and look out for our student athlete profile on one of Midi's star players, Charisma Ortiz, next week. Another team off to a great start are the War Boys from Valley Christian. BC is led by 6'9" junior standout Jay Allen Tovar. The Warriors are 8-0, averaging 74 points per game. They struggled in the first half against Palma in the Hunt Memorial Classic, but Allen Tovar went crazy in the second half with 16 points. Prior to that game, St. Joe's and Sacred Heart Cathedral squared off 61-58 with 35 seconds left in the game. SH had some opportunities, but they just couldn't get it done. Junior Jason Ricketts with a game-sealing bucket. 63-58 is the final. Now those are some top-notch teams, and before we move on to our featured matchup to kick off our Hoops season game of the week, make sure you keep up with GetSportsFocus on Twitter and Instagram, and give us a like on Facebook, and hit that subscribe button on our YouTube page. Now, we ended our football game of the week series with the De La Salle Spartans, so why not tip off the Hoops season Top Flight Elite game of the week with, yes, the Spartans and Pittsburgh, who was also featured 2 weeks ago at the State Bowl Games.
First GetSportsFocus Top Flight Elite game of the week, and we have a good one for you. Shout out to First Place Inc., Diamond Quality Service, and Ike's Lovin' Sandwiches. Championship level sandwiches every single time. De La Salle taking on Pittsburgh, just like Kaleigh said. First quarter action, Pitt came out scoring. Darius Robertson drains the 3. Spartans would close out the opening quarter with the lead. Cade Arbogast for 3. Good. 19-14 Spartans after 1. Seesaw battle in the second. Spartans utilizing the big man in the middle. Brett Headley gets it to go. 23-20. De La, how about another one? Short jumper by Thomas Gregorius. That's good. But the Pirates will get it together. Robertson to the rack. Nice move by the big man. And how about a buzzer beater to end the half? Donovan Cross, where you at? Nothing but net. 32-29. Pitt down by 3 at intermission, third quarter. Another 3 by Arbogast. And nice baseline move here by Justin Pratt. You guys remember it from last year, right? With a little over 4 minutes left, Pitt would take the lead thanks to some good hustling by Alfred Jungi. Jerron Robertson with the bucket. 39-38 Pirates. Pitt continue to press. Another 3 by Darius Robertson. But De La Salle would answer back with some short-range shots by Pratt and by Tim Kostolansky. There it is. Pittsburgh retaliated with this. Jungi with the spin move to the hoop. Nice. 48-48 after 3 periods. Fourth quarter. Back-to-back threes by Arbogast. Quickly gave the Spartans a 6-point lead. But Pitt fought back. Jungi. And one. 54-51. Pirates down by just 3. Jungi is the kind of player you want on your squad. Look at the hustle. 56-54. Pitt down by a bucket. De La Salle quick to respond. Headley with the end one bucket. 59-54 after the 3-point play. 1:30 left in regulation. Jungi unstoppable to the rack. 61-59 Pittsburgh. Jungi had team high 24 points. But Andrew Flanagan would draw the foul with about 30 seconds left and drains back-to-back free throw buckets. 61-61. We go to overtime. The Spartans would then turn to their team captain, Justin Pratt. Buries the short jumper, 63-61, De La Salle. Robertson answered right back with the layup, tying back up at 63 all. Robertson finished with 22 points, 29 seconds left in OT. Pratt draws the foul, and he would make both free throws to make it 67-65. Pratt actually scored all the points for De La Salle in the extra period. 8 seconds left in overtime. Robertson with the shot from downtown, drains it, but his coach called timeout before the shot, so that didn't count, and it's still 69-65 with 3 seconds left. Pitt with one last chance. Shot no good. 69-65 is the final. Justin Pratt, the GSF Game of the Week Top Flight Elite MVP with game high 25 points. Andrew Flanagan is our Top Flight Elite playmaker with 10 points, sending the game into OT with 2 buckets made after getting fouled with 8 seconds left in regulation. Congratulations to the Spartans.
Everyone's doubting us this year, but we all know in here that we've been putting enough work in all summer and all fall. We know what we're about. We've worked really hard this fall and all through the season so far, so I know my guys are going to play hard every night and bring it, so I'm really impressed with everyone. Big plays stepping up. Flanagan with the big 2 free throws to tie it up at the end. A lot of these guys, it's like their first game experience in this kind of game, overtime, first game of the year. So big credit to all my teammates, young guys coming through.
I don't know about you guys, but this hoop season is going to be an epic one. Here's something new for winter season. Matt Monster will debut next week, recognizing some of the top performers on the wrestling mat. And something to look forward to this season are the Gilroy Mustangs. They have 9 grapplers ranked #1 by CaliforniaWrestler.com. 12 total Mustangs are ranked in the top 3 of their respective weight classes. Also, make sure to check out the 6-part GSF 360 docuseries on Gilroy Wrestling at our website. Well, Welcome back, everyone. We are here at Levi Stadium for the 2017 Foster Farms Bowl between Purdue and Arizona. That's Pac-12 versus Big Ten. And it has been a great year for us covering Pac-12 football, thanks to our very own Kristen Lago, who kept us in the loop all season long. Let's check out some of Kristen's highlights from Around the Pack this season.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Around the Pack with Kristen Lago. I'm your host, and I'm so excited to welcome you all to the very first episode of our show. Quarterback Josh Rosen, the chosen Rosen as he's referred to by many sports writers, led the team to an incredible fourth quarter comeback against Texas A&M. They shocked Texas A&M, and I mean shocked Texas A&M 45-44. Maybe something needs to be done in college football to really make sure the officiating is fair. I don't know what you guys think. What can be done to make officiating kind of not have an impact on the rest of the game or an impact on these players who have to sit out when they're called on some of these calls? I'm going to take the time today to talk only about my favorite sport, and that's Pac-12 football, kicking things off in the Bay Area, starting with USC traveling north to take on the California Golden Bears. Now, USC has just dominated this series in the past. They had won 13 straight coming into Saturday's game, but I gotta admit, Saturday was one of the tightest matchups I have seen between these two in-state rivals in years. I'm gonna kick things off this week talking about my player of the week, who just so happens to be the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week for the second time in a row, Stanford running back Bryce Love. Now, he has had a historic season thus far this year, and he also helped Stanford surge past ASU. They took it 34-24 at home this weekend. Heading back to football, my favorite sport, I'm talking number 23 Stanford versus Oregon. Both teams currently 4-2 this season. They open up Pac-12 North play on Saturday at Stanford Stadium. Ross Bowers loses the ball, goes right into the hands of Uchenna Nwosu. He picks that one up and takes it down to the 1. Not looking good for Cal at this point. Pressure on that play by Josh Fatu. Before we get to the players on the roster this year, let's take a step back. I went to ruleofthetree.com this weekend, and they have a rich history that they detail all of the games that they have played against each other. They date back to 1900, this rivalry does. So, well, understandable, it was unexpected in terms of timing, being that their AD, Dan Guerrero, had just extended Jim Mora's contract, the $12 million buyout, and not to mention the fact that it was Coach Mora's 56th birthday. Awkward. Boy, oh boy, did it deliver this past weekend, specifically for my player of the week, coming out of the University of Arizona. I'm talking quarterback Khalil Tate. Now, the quarterback product out of Gardena Serra right here in Southern California has had one of the most impressive sophomore campaigns that I have seen in quite a while. ASU and Adidas partnered up on this one. They're calling them the Brotherhood uniforms. The helmet and jersey combos are also meant to honor Pat Tillman and all other ASU alumni who have gone on to serve in the military. But that's all I got for you guys this week. Make sure you tune in again next time. I'll be staying on top of those Pac-12 North standings, and we'll give you a few more news coming out in Around the Pack.
Awesome. Great job, Kristen. We will look forward to seeing more Around the Pack. Now, moving on, another cool segment you've seen here on GetSportsFocus is the 2-minute warning by the very talented Danielle Avari. The former UCLA cheerleader made a splashing debut on GSF Network in mid-July, where she talked about, well, pretty much anything she wanted to talk about. Let's check out some of her best takes from the 2-minute warning.
It is finally the time of year that sports fans are actually happy to see a ball drop. But before we can say hello 2018, we have to say goodbye to 2017. This is 2-minute warning. Start the clock. We were all shocked when Baker Mayfield did a victory lap and then planted Oklahoma's flag in the center of Ohio State's field after beating the then-ranked number 2 Buckeyes 31-16. So we beat y'all by 3 touchdowns and you're worried about a flag? Really? Like, maybe it was disrespectful, but it was definitely also really cool. But when all was said and done, Coach Mora was named the Dodd Trophy Coach of the Week, so He's doing just fine despite the downpour of doubters. And speaking of downpour, donations have been pouring in for J.J. Watt's Hurricane Harvey Relief Fund. On Tuesday, the fund breached $20 million. The Coliseum was full of fans going hypey with Marshawn, which is a stark contrast to what you might find at a Rams or a Chargers home game. Because the attendance of both of those games combined is still less than the attendance of the USC vs. Texas game on Saturday. Have you ever wanted to break up with someone so badly that you give up $8 million? Been there. But he's found love again. And LeBron James on the Cavs, signing a one-year, $2.3 million deal. I guess you could say they rekindled the heat, which doesn't seem like very much money to me, but who am I to judge? And speaking of judge, Aaron Judge broke Mark McGwire's rookie home run record after notching his 50th homer on Monday against the Royals. Now from broken backs to kneeling knees, NFL players continue to protest during the national anthem, something that's trickled down to college and even high school football. On Saturday, a few players from New Mexico took a knee in their game against Air Force, and some high school players from Bellarmine in San Jose, California took a knee under the Friday night lights. People may let you down, but they will never let you down as much or as often as the Giants O-line lets down Eli Manning. This team. I mean, the Dodgers have just been on fire, and in a devastating turn of events, so has California's Northern Bay Area. The wildfires started Sunday, October 8th and have yet to be contained. On the 11th, the 7 Bay Area professional sports teams joined together to donate a whopping $450,000 to fire relief efforts. $450,000 total, not each. Need I remind you that J.J. Watt was able to raise over $37 million for his Hurricane Harvey Relief Fund? But $450,000 is good, you know, divided by 7, so about $64K each. That wouldn't even buy you 2 Warriors courtside season tickets. LiAngelo and LaMelo Ball are headed to Lithuania to play professional basketball. Now from big ballers to the Big Apple. New York has a new Yankee, and he happens to be the 2017 National League MVP. Jimmy Garoppolo has led the Niners to a 3-game win streak. In fact, he's thrown for more yards in his first 3 starts than any player in 49er history. And he's still never lost a game that he's started. He's definitely been turning heads. In more ways than one. What? He's a nice looking young man. Yeah. All right, I'm all out of time. Thanks so much for watching 2-Minute Warning. I'm Danielle Alvari, and spoiler alert, I'm getting you a new episode of 2-Minute Warning for Christmas. So look out for that next week. Until then, remember, if you see mommy kissing Santa Claus, just make sure it's consensual. Please.
Oh yeah, Danielle, I second that Jimmy G comment too. Time now to announce our GetSportsFocus Pro Sport Training Game Changers and our Men in the Trenches Super Lineman of the Year. Now, this year is a little different and difficult. So instead of awarding just one player, we decided to recognize 10 student athletes for their hard work and dedication.
It's been an awesome experience recognizing some young men in the trenches, and for that, we give you our first ever GetSportsFocus Men in the Trenches Super Lineman of the Year. First, we have the Padre Mafia's big man, UCLA-bound senior Antonio Mafi, aka Neo. First play of the 2018 season, Mafi took his man down in the backfield against St. Mary's. Voted by the WCAL coaches as the league's most valuable player of the year, this 6'3", 360-pound, two-way starter didn't disappoint all year. Neo is rated as a 3-star national recruit by Scout.com and an honor student. No wonder he had a bunch of colleges after him. Congratulations to Neo Mafi of the CIF Division 2A state champs, Sarah Padres. Men in the Trenches, Super Lineman of the Year. Up next, Amari Trigg Wright of the 2-time state champs, McClymonds Warriors. Amari's a first-teamer in the Oakland Athletic League, and some lucky college is going to end up with a 6'5", 306-pound beast from the town. Amari Trigg Wright, 2017 Men in the Trenches Super Lineman of the Year. Up next, class of 2019 4-star national recruit Isaiah Foskey from De La Salle. Foskey played defensive tackle and defensive end for the Spartans and is a first-team EBAL player. we get to see him one more year before he leaves. Isaiah Foskey of De La Salle, Men in the Trenches Super Lineman of the Year. Another junior who caught our attention this year is Pittsburgh High's Jacob Bandes. We first saw him at the Jesse Cipolo Men in the Trenches NorCal Super Lineman competition where he had a beastly camp. Bandes is a 4-star national recruit and the 2017 Bay Valley Athletic League's MVP who helped his Pirates go all the way to the state championship. Congratulations to Jacob Bandes from Pittsburgh, Men in the Trenches Super Lineman of the Year. Last but certainly not least, All-American Tyler Manoa of the CIF Division IIA state champions, St. Francis Lancers. Manoa was a beast last year as a junior, and he was even better his senior season. He was quicker, faster, and stronger. He's D1 ready, folks. Voted by the WCL coaches as the most valuable offensive lineman, Manoa played both ways and was all over the field. He's one of the few big boys we've seen who can catch a running back from behind. Manoa is a 4-star national recruit, according to Scout.com, and his final 3 colleges are UCLA, Oregon, and Utah. Congratulations to St. Francis Tyler Manoa, Man in the Trenches, Super Lineman of the Year. Let's move on to the skilled guys. I'm talking about the QBs, RBs, DBs, and wide receivers. These are the ultimate pro sport training game changers for the 2017 football season. We start with Milpitas' own Tariq Bracy. The 6-foot Notre Dame bound senior did a lot of damage as well as damage control for the Milpitas Trojans. He rushed for touchdowns, returned kicks, had multiple pick sixes, and he played a major role in the Trojans' 14-1 season that ended with a state championship win. Tariq Bracy, you are GetSportsFocus Pro Sport Ultimate Game Changer. Next, we go up north to Concord. 5-star linebacker and part-time running back Henry To'oto'a. The GSF Week 10 Game of the Week MVP was the opposing coach's nightmare. He was just really good and pretty much unstoppable. His play speaks for itself. Class of 2019 Henry To'oto'a of the De La Salle Spartans, your GetSportsFocus 2017 Pro Sport Training Ultimate Game Changer. Up next, Week 11 Pro Sport Training Game Changer from Branham High School, Nolan Gallagher. A few years from now, you'll hear about this kid. He's the Julian Edelman of the group. We saw Nolan in action in person, was really impressed with how he played. Just a straight-up playmaker and a game changer. Gallagher was the Blossom Valley Athletic League's Co-Senior of the Year. Now you can add 2017 GetSportsFocus Ultimate Pro Sport Training Game Changer. 2 more to go. We go to Half Moon Bay. QB Gavin Tomberlin. I'd say he's the Tom Brady of the bunch. Tomberlin was a leader and rallied his Cougars on and off the field. I can see this kid running for office someday, but for now he is one of the 5 GSF Ultimate Pro Sport Training Game Changers for 2017. Gavin completed 114 out of 192 pass attempts for a total of 1,940 plus yards, 23 touchdowns for the senior, and he only threw 3 interceptions. His QB rating is 126.7. If you're lucky enough to see this kid play in person, you know he's got that college QB style of play. Just check out the ball placement on his passes. Congratulations, Gavin Tomberlin, 2017 Pro Sport Training Ultimate Game Changer. Finally, Big Time Batari of the CIF Division II AA State Champion Sarah Padres. The class of 2019 QB came out firing all season long. He completed 203 passes out of 281 attempts for 2,770 yards. His name is Luke Batari, by the way. I think we forgot to mention that. 25 touchdown passes and 6 rushing for the WCAL Most Valuable QB during his junior campaign. Batari set a WCAL record for passing yards in league play with 1,494. Big Time Luke also set the record for completions in a game in the CCS Finals against St. Francis. It's a school record with 30. He was also the KT Prep Game of the Week MVP for that game. Luke Batari of Sarah, 2017 GetSportsFocus Pro Sport Training Ultimate Game Changer. Congratulations to all the athletes, and stay tuned for the GSF 2017 All-Star Draft.
Special thanks to Pro Pro Sport Training Coach AJ Rangel, and the Men in the Trenches founder Jesse Sapolo for being a part of the GSF sponsors family. We look forward to covering some of those events coming up this spring. Now that's going to do it for us here at Levi's Stadium. We got a bowl game to cover, people. Make sure that you look out for the Foster Farms Bowl segments there on GetSportsFocus.com, and also check out my podcast at Sideline Sass down there at the bottom with my girl, Emily Van Buskirk. For Get Sports Focus, I'm Kaleigh Krish. Happy holidays and Happy New Year.